Julie Spruer. I'm the dual credit coordinator for Tulsa Community College, and I appreciate your time. We're going to go through real quickly this PowerPoint that will be provided at a later date to you through your high school, OWASO, by Emily Drake. And so don't feel like you have to get every bit of this information down. We're just going to hit the highlights, and then you'll have that information. Plus, you can also go to our website for all of the needed forms, eligibility requirements, tuition waiver information. And you can find that at www.tulsacc.edu/dual credit. You can also always contact the dual credit office. Okay. First of all, what is dual credit? Well, dual credit or dual enrollment or concurrent enrollment, all can be used, is taking college classes while you're in high school. It means fulfilling a college transcript, starting it now, and completing your high school diploma all at the same time. And some of those courses, they'll all be on your high school transcript, and they'll all be on your college transcript. Some of those courses will also fulfill needs that you needed in high school, such as maybe Comp 1. Could fulfill your English requirements. You will work with your high school on what meets the needs for your high school transcript. But moving ahead, we just need to know that taking college classes while you're in high school develops a lot of skills. And one of those is time management. Most schools, most students take courses 5 days a week, while a college course is 2 days a week. Say a Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Most of the work is done outside of the classroom. So students have to learn how to navigate that system. Not only do they have to use an online site, such as a Blackboard, to manage their courses, they have to learn how to talk to professors. Students are covered under what's called FERPA, F-E-R-P-A, and that means that their college records are private. Even if they're a minority, that still applies. What is great about dual credit is when they sign an enrollment form that you'll see later, they also, though, can communicate. We can communicate with you through the high school counselor. And the high school counselor can let you know a lot of things about what's happening with the class. If we get alerts on this student, we can send it to the high school counselor, and they're going to pass it on to you. But we really want the students to learn how to advocate for themselves, and they show that in taking college courses while they're in high school. They've shown to develop that skill. It helps them persist in reaching their goals, and it reduces time in college and student debt, which we all are happy about. Applying for admission to dual credit. Remember, you have to get admitted to a college. It's the same way with dual credit. You're getting admitted to Tulsa Community College. You will be a college student. So in order to do that, you have to fill out an online application. Once you get your student ID number back, that doesn't mean you're admitted. It just means you're in the system. So you'll have to walk through the steps after that to go ahead and complete your admission and your enrollments. But the first step is fill out the online application. And you can find that at our website, www.tulsacc.edu/dual credit. You'll need an unweighted GPA of 3.0 or one of the following test scores that are listed there, a 19 composite on the ACT or any of its other tests that go with it, or the SAT, a 990 composite. Once you have done this and received a student ID number and you're in our system, you'll have a concurrent hold on your account. What that means is you always have to fill out an online enrollment form. It's a fillable enrollment form every semester. You're not like other college students that you'll be able to go onto our website and pick out a class and then just enroll yourself. No, by state policy, you have to go through your high school counselor so that we can ensure you're on track to graduate from high school and you're fulfilling the needs that you have on the college end. So because of that, you have a concurrent hold on your account. Many people get confused when they see that, so don't worry about it. A bursar hold means you owe money, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay. You then have to set about enrolling in classes. Once you filled out the online application, you're going to get a student ID number back in your email that you gave on the application. You will never use that email again. We'll use your TCC email. I cannot stress enough that once you become a college student, you have to check your college email. We do not send enrollment information or questions or communicate with you to your parents. We send it to the TCC email. So please, please make that part of your daily routine to check your TCC email. Once you've applied, we could be communicating with you about all kinds of things, like maybe a class is full. We need to ask, what other class do you want? Give options when you send it the first time. That's a hint. We may send you about a bill. In your MyTCC account, which has a link to your email, you can also see your bursar. You can see everything you need, but you have to check it. All right. So you applied you filled out the online application. Now you're going to fill out the fillable form that you find on our website that I've already given you the link to. It's a fillable form. You type it in and you start choosing classes. You sign, you have your parents sign, and then eventually the counselor signs it. Once you have your top half of that, the portion 1, filled out, you're going to send that to Ms. Emily Drake, who's the point person at Owasso High School for dual credit with TCC. You can bring it to her physically, or you can send it by email. Now, she's going to want you to fill out that top half and give course choices. And we want you to give second choices. I'm going to tell you how you find those courses in just a second. But are you eligible? Remember, we talked about application and admission. That's one way of being admitted. That's the way of being admitted to the college. Now you have to figure out, how am I going to be placed in classes? Am I eligible for that? And you always have to have a 19 in the subject score of reading on the ACT or a 510 in the SAT to enroll in any courses. You need a 19 in an English subscore in order to be enrolled in a comp course, let's say, and a 19 in a math if you want to be enrolled in math 1513 or another math course. In other words, you have to meet placement eligibility, and you do that through the SAT, ACT, or we have AccuPlacer scores, and that's a test you can come take at our campus. You can take it with an advisor referral, and you can just take the subject area you need, and it's free, and it's untimed. Those are things that your counselors at Owasso know about, advisors know about at TCC, and plus our dual credit office. So if you see, I don't know if I'm eligible, reach out to your counselor first. They will instruct you. Maybe you're waiting on test scores. They will also help you navigate the AccuPlacer. Remember, all of our services are on our website. Just search there. Be someone that advocates for yourself. Go look for those resources, because you can reach out virtually even. You can come in a limited capacity right now due to COVID, but we have virtual services. So please feel free to reach out. So you've decided, okay, I know how to apply. I know what it means to be admitted. I know how to get placed in courses, and if I'm going to need additional testing, what's some other information that I need? Well, first of all, how do you choose the courses you're going to put in the top of that enrollment form? We have 2 different kinds of courses, 600 section and a non-600 section. Okay? 600 section courses simply mean that they're the courses that have seats set aside for you at Northeast Campus, set aside specifically for dual credit students. Right? Ms. Drake, counselors at Owasso, all have those course numbers. They're not listed on our website. They have a lot of advantages to them. One is they're embedded in your school day, right? They are also gen ed courses that we vetted, that we know meet most degrees requirements for gen ed courses. They're 16 weeks. They're face-to-face or online live. They are cohorted. That means you're going to take with other dual credit students. And students who take with their peers are far more likely to succeed than those who don't. Professors for those courses receive orientations and updates about dual credit students, as opposed to non-600 that may not even know you're a dual credit student unless you tell them. So students enrolling in 600 section courses get to choose early. They choose from saved seats. They send their enrollments in earlier. So they're far more likely to get the seats they want than those who do the non-600. Please read the details about the non-600 below. I'm going to go on to the next slide to show you how you would find non-600 courses. Remember, we're going to supply the 600 section courses to your counselors. So they'll have them, you'll fill out the form, you send it in to your counselor, they send it on to us, we save you a seat and send the enrollment in, all before your enrollment date opens with TCC. If you're doing the non-600, you're going to have to find the courses on your own. And here's the way to do that. Please read this thoroughly. When you finish that enrollment form again, send it in to Ms. Drake, and she will send it to the correct email. They will not be able to enroll those courses until your time period, which is last. Dual credit students go last for the most part because you don't have very many hours already earned. And so you'll have to wait until that last part of enrollment time period to send it into enrollment, to send it to your counselor, and they send it in to enrollment. Courses open up usually the last week of March, so that you can see them on our website. You won't be able to find those courses before then. Now, we do send the 600 section courses earlier. So Ms. Drake will have access to those at a much earlier time. Okay. Tuition waivers and fees. First of all, remember, this is not free. It's a great deal, don't get me wrong, but it's not free. Okay? Juniors get 12 credit hours tuition waived. TCC waives that amount of money. You're still paid for the fees associated with the class. Generally, rule of thumb would be, say, just under $100 per 3 credit hour class. It's more for a straight online class, for an online class, I should say. So remember, an online or online live will have an additional fee of $36. But just keep in mind, just under $100 per 3 credit hour class for fees. We waive that bill for tuition. Again, fees are lower for TCC than most in the state and across the nation. We have great value for our courses. So seniors get 18 credit hours tuition waived. You can use any of these tuition hours during the summer, fall, and spring. Students are eligible to start taking dual credit courses the summer after their sophomore year. So let me just say that you might want to wait and think about, I have these waivers, I have 12, so that'd be 2 classes in each semester if I took 2 in the fall and 2 in the spring of my junior year. So you may want to think hard about whether you want to use that for your summer. Because it really helps out your high school schedule to balance it, having 2 classes in the fall and 2 in the spring. But that is your choice. So 18 credit hours and 12 credit hours, total of 30 credit hours that tuition is waived, that you're just responsible for the fees associated with the class. Please read the details in the bottom portion of the slide that you'll have. You are responsible for fees. You're responsible for any tuition cost over the credit hours that's covered by the waivers. Your contact for the bursar for any of your billing is through your TCC email, your My TCC student account. You just under student accounts, and you will see. You can also pay through that account, but we won't contact your parents or you outside of that TCC email and your My TCC account. Let's move on. Okay, getting started. This is just reiterating. Fill out the online application to start your admission process. Choose a term, get your student ID number back. If you don't get it real soon, it takes several days, but keep going. Go ahead and fill out that fillable enrollment form. You find all of this information at Dual Credit on the website, www.tulsacc.edu/dual credit. You'll find the enrollment form, right? Then meet with your high school counselor to finish filling it out, decide if you need test scores, and Ms. Drake will send the packet in to us once it is completed, and give you additional information. She'll also give you information about books. Owasso has a special deal, so please check with her about what that deal is concerning books. Okay, here's a great timeline with some helpful hints in it. When you're completely enrolled, what am I going to say? Check your TCC email. Also, start checking your email from Ms. Drake about when the fall orientation will be. We'll have an orientation, just a dual credit one, not the TCC one. It's dual credit at TCC orientation in August. So check that out. Check for your bursar bill. Remember, first of all, you're going to get waivers, but they aren't applied until 6 weeks or so into the semester you're attending. So when you first enroll, you're going to see a big bill. Then you wait, you're not dropped for non-payment. You wait until about 6 to 7 weeks into the semester that you attend, so say it's the fall. Then you check your MyTCC account and you will see how much you owe, and hopefully you'll see tuition waivers applied. Sometimes it might take a little longer, but just check to see. If you don't see them, feel free to reach out to student accounts at tulsacc.edu. That's the bursar. Okay, that will be on this PowerPoint. So check with them to see if the waiver's been applied, but you don't need to until then. They're not applied until that time. So once you get there, then you can pay your account and you can pay through your MyTCC account. This gives you a timeline of everything else that you need to know. Start checking TCC academic calendar is on our website and in your MyTCC account. You got it. And you will have all the information you need. Lastly, I would say just remember when you turn in your enrollment form, if you can turn in second and third options, you have a second option available on the form. You can also embed one in the email. Much more likely to get a spot. If you are specifically enrolling the non-600, you can do that as well for the 600 section courses. So that's all I have right now. I'll be sending this on, and I hope you have a great semester. Thank you.